Good morning, everyone. This is Deborah. Today's topic is going to be a little bit controversial. So this is what I've learned by having many different kind of jobs in my life. But these are the things that have the common denominator, and that is I always went over and beyond the call of duty. I was the first one in, the last one to leave. I did whatever my employer wanted me to do. I was never insubordinate. I was always helpful. I always cleaned my surroundings. But this is what people kept trying to tell me towards the end of my career. They kept saying, you're doing too much. You don't need to do that. I was even pulling other people's shifts because my employer would call me and say, so-and-so called in sick, can you cover their shift? I would be there in 15 minutes. Okay, I am a very loyal employee. Well, let me tell you what, that doesn't get you anywhere. And I know I'm going to get a little bit of hate for this, but it doesn't get you anywhere. I always felt that my job was the definition of me. Well, no, your job is just there to get a paycheck, people. When you immerse yourself that much into your job, you're going to be very hurt and let down when you are put on leave or terminated. So don't lose yourself in your job. I always say this too in a marriage or relationship. Don't lose yourself in a relationship. Same thing with your job. Bosses just want you to show up. I always told people who own their own business that if you have an employee that shows up, you have a gold mine. Because so many employees don't. But so it never ever helped me being more useful to my boss. It never helped me pulling everybody else's shift because they're going to think that you're just an easy target. I don't know really how to put it, but just don't do it. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's the employee that is a hard nose. Those are the ones that get the respect, the ones that are not bending over for their employer. You see what I'm saying? So, let's see, what else have I learned? I was never late for 5 years, never got an accommodation, nothing. The other girls would come in and other guys come in 15, 20 minutes, even an hour late. And they didn't get wrote up or reprimanded. You see, it doesn't pay, people. I showed up on time 5 years straight, never got a thank you. Never. And a lot of employers out there don't know the law. They don't know the Disabilities Act. This is why a lot of employees are working off the clock, or they're not getting paid for driving time. You need to get yourself familiar with the wage and labor laws, because a lot of you all are being coded as a 1099, an independent contractor. Well, if you're using your boss's tools, his vehicles, and you are told when to be there and when to leave, I do really believe that you shouldn't be getting a 1099. You should be getting taxes taken out. Now, I know a lot of you all that are young are not going to understand this. You think, oh, geez, look how much more money I'm making because they're not taking out a third of my check to the government. Well, this is what's going to happen to you. This has happened to my own family, and it's going to happen to my own children. I try to explain this to them, but they think they know it all. Here it is. When you become 65 or older and you're eligible for Medicare or Social Security, they go by a system of how much you've paid in over the years. that computes to how much you get a month. If you haven't paid in and you haven't contributed, if your employer is not withholding your FICA, all those other things they're supposed to withhold, you are hurting your own self. You're not getting ahead. Also, when it comes time to buy a house or a vehicle, if that's going to hurt you too. It's better to have the taxes taken out in the long run. Now, if you don't plan to live very long, yeah, go ahead and just pull a 1099. But even those, you still have to pay taxes on that. Just like when you get unemployment, you have to pay taxes on that. So yeah, you really need to know the laws. So this is another thing I've learned in all the jobs that I've had, all the careers, and that is when another employee talks about another one, do not comment, because this happened to me once. I commented to, reassure her, oh yeah, I understand, I agree. She would go back and tell the person that she was talking about what I said. Never get involved in the drama at work. Never. It's going to bite you in the ass. Do not, the minute you start complaining to your boss about anything that's going on, let me tell you what, you're going to be the first one to go. I know that's not right. I have been sexually discriminated against, and I actually won my lawsuit. But where did it get me? I didn't take the position. I didn't get my retroactive pay and seniority. So those who pitch a bitch usually are the first ones that are let go. Even the whistleblowers. Yeah, I've been sexually discriminated against and sexually harassed, excuse me. So documentation is very important. But here's another one. Do not go to human resources to complain. Let's take a little break here. Human resources is there to protect corporate, to protect your employer. It's not to protect you. They will do whatever they can to keep you from suing. You will lose your case probably right off the bat if you go to HR. Do not. If you really think you've been retaliated because of ageism or sexual discrimination or racism or whatever it is, you go to a lawyer. Because HR has been trained, those people in HR have been trained to deal with difficult people, and they will find a way so that you can't pursue your case. And this is very disheartening. It really is, that the system is there to protect you, but in reality, it's not. The minute you hire an attorney, let me tell you what, that's when the ball starts rolling. So I hope this helps a lot of you all who are thinking about quitting. Oh, here's another thing. You don't have to give 2 weeks notice. Who came up with that? That only helps if you ever want to go back to that same job and same position. Yeah, it would be nice to give 2 weeks. When I owned my own tree company, I would say if you can last till noon, you're a keeper, because tree work is extremely hard and strenuous. It's very dangerous. I once read that most dangerous occupations is a tree climber, a pizza delivery man. Yeah. So, yeah. And don't put yourself at risk. I once won a workers' comp case with Blockbuster. My boss asked me to pick up this box, and I already knew it was heavy because I'm the one that loaded it, and I refused to. And he said, no, pick it up anyway. Well, I did, and it messed up my back. My back is still messed up. Do not do anything that you even think may slightly hurt you, because repetitive injury is a real thing, people. I've worked around a lot of tile setters my whole life. Their knees are shot. But most of them, like, are independent contractors, so you can't do anything about that. But you can protect your eyes. You can wear knee pads, wear the protective gear. I used to give all my tree company employees safety glasses. I would give them chaps. I would give them everything they needed to be safe. I made them take CPR classes. But if you think that you're being injured in a repetitive motion, whatever your job entails, whether it's a lot of walking or a lot of bending your wrist or bending over, you will have problems in the future because it's repetitive injury. And that's very hard to prove that if you've been there forever. But my friend that I've known since 7th grade and me, we were very hard workers. And my two of my sisters, we all have got injuries and complications from working our ass off. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Is it really worth it to work your ass off? No. All right. Thanks for listening.